How we doing, boys? You enjoy that presser a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. We're finally getting in the swing of things. It's like, okay, football's in the air. We got Mike McCarthy breathing at the microphone, letting us know who's banged up. And, of course, Tyron Smith.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to me. They were going through the different injuries, the James Washington, the Jalen Tolbert.
Yeah, Tolbert's got a hamstring he's dealing with right now. It's got a little soreness to it. And then I was also going to ask about why Washington was in a boot. So we'll figure those out.
Mike said he does not expect him to play next week either in OTA. Yeah. So a couple of more minor ones. Then he gets to Tyron Smith. It's like, oh, no, Tyron was here all day and everything was going great. And then right before the team started and y'all came in, back tightened up a little. So they went precautionary. At 877-881-1053, truckwreck.com fan text is open. They got to move on. You know, their hopes of having a big year are slim already, and now you have a chance to actually move on, like you did from Lyle Collins, like you did from Amari Cooper, who was either too hurt or not committed enough. Availability is the number one thing. And last year, he went from missing 3 games a year guy to missing half the season. You don't want to do that again. The benefit is really starting to diminish, and the downside is significant. You got Tyler Smith. Let's plug him in and play at tackle. Let's start this journey now. You don't have to waste any time at guard, son. You're right out there at tackle. You're getting the job done. We got Connor McGovern for one more year at left guard, and then we're going to draft another one. But you can start on this project, so hopefully by 2023, you know, the pain of having to move on from Tyron Smith can be significantly diminished. You have the cap space to cut him and move on right now, and I think that is the absolute best use of that $15 million of space, Brian.
I keep asking this question then. Would it have been, do you still, with the Micah Parsons thing, any regret about that at all?
Instead of going Slater?
Yeah.
Look, guys, I was...
I mean, how can you regret drafting a defensive player of the year?
No. And you guys know where I was.
For this quarterback.
I was standing on the table for Rashawn Slater, and I took all the heat for it because that was my biggest objection with the Parsons pick was where you're at right now. Looking at this possibility of you need to read the tea leaves of a back is not getting better.
No.
Okay? Your offensive line is getting older. You're going to need a left guard, and Slater is going to help your offensive line. One, I wanted Surtain. He wasn't available. I thought, all right, you've got another great player here. But no, you don't regret taking Parsons. He is an unbelievable once-in-a-generation type player.
I don't even know if I could go back and undo it. I would.
No,
I wouldn't.
You can't.
I wouldn't either.
He's better than any, and nobody knew that he would be as good as he is. If you thought that he would be this good, you're lying to yourself, okay? He's unbelievable, so no, you don't. But they have done a poor job of, I think, maybe realizing just how serious this might be. And if we're talking about day one of OTAs and it's already, oh, man, this thing's tightening up, I mean, my heart just sank to my stomach when he said that.
210, Tyron Smith. Sorry to cut you off, Will.
No, it's okay. Go for it.
Tyron Smith is done. Back issues already. Stick a fork in him. Tyron is the new Sean Lee, says the 682. You have to assume he will miss significant time this year. Yeah, that was exactly my thought. 469, you suck, Dawson. Thank you very much. You know, I'm just here to tell you like it is. You know, and if that ticks you off so much that you decide you hate me, that's on you, little man. Out there in the 469, going to hate somebody just for telling the truth. Got to be real fun to communicate with you, try to hash things out with you. But for the rest of you at 877-881-1053, Chief, I don't feel like this is a big go for it year. They're not in championship mode right now. Use the year to make another long-term move here with Tyron.
Yeah, the thing about it though, you're trying to evaluate your coaching staff, though, aren't we? Are we past that now?
Yeah. How good can you do when you lose a lineman? It's part of the NFL.
No, that's what I'm saying though. So we're okay though with if we have to play with Tyler Smith at left tackle, then at times we're okay with that.
That's obviously the plan for him eventually, right? Like he's the Tyron Smith replacement. And so why not get to that now, I guess?
Well, how telling was it today when it was Matt Waletzko who got those reps today? And look, it's just an OTA practice, okay? I mean, you're probably going with a bunch of different options, and we'll see a lot in training camp. I mean, I don't think that is their answer by any means, but that's what they went with today.
Okay, 940 trade Tyron before he has no value. I don't.
There's
think
no value for him.
I don't think
they
he has
couldn't trade
value.
Lyle Collins. You're
Yeah.
telling me that you couldn't get anything for Lyle Collins, who's younger and didn't have a crazy bad contract. Now Tyron's is
He's
much
got bad
better.
hips.
A bad back and a bad hip.
Yeah.
There's no value for Tyron Smith. You're not going to get a damn thing for Tyron Smith.
I don't think so either. No, because
I mean,
they're going to be
look,
like
Broadus asked the gang of 7, but I would bet that there's no value for Tyron Smith.
You know what?
elbow.
I understand.
Lower back.
Man, see, that's what I'm saying, though. There's that, and I really do appreciate you guys sticking with it about the whole thing with, with Micah Parsons. But, you might be in a situation now where you're better off trying to evaluate. I keep saying evaluate the quarterback. Are we really evaluating the quarterback?
No, I mean, I think if
we're in year 7 evaluating the quarterback, what are we doing?
Yeah, then you're the Miami Dolphins with Ryan Tannehill, and it's
Yeah.
like, is he our guy? Is he our guy? Is he our guy?
You're not. Yeah, amen. I agree with you 100%. But
we know the quarterback needs help, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He does need help, but he doesn't need injured players. I think
No,
these
that's
things
what I'm
are
saying.
independent.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You can't have hurt players helping a coach or a quarterback.
Yeah.
And it's part of the NFL is playing with an offensive line that's not just packed with first round guys.
You're right,
Rookies.
but how terrified will we be if you're having rookie Tyler Smith and Connor McGovern starting on that left side?
Thanks for bringing that up, Zach, because I feel like the Cowboys are tuned to this. Because of the other moves they made in the offseason, they're already in this mindset. And like Patrick Creighton after they drafted Dez, it won't surprise me at all if as the summer moves on, they're going to look to confirm that Tyler Smith or somebody else could do that job.
Yeah.
And then move on.
Yeah.
You don't want to be totally naked.
Yeah.
Tyron Smith for 8 games, probably better than, no Tyron Smith at all. Right. And, but I think if we see Tyler out there in OTAs over the next couple of weeks and he's good and we get to training camp, it's got to be on the top of their mind for like a big late training camp cut. For Tyron Smith. He's had a hell of a career. And, in the 4 previous seasons up until last year, he was just kind of hurt. And he would miss 3 games, but you're like, hey, there's our Tyron, man. This guy's a warrior. He's back out there playing like an all-pro. It stopped last year, and it ended horribly. And I just hope this team can start to get in the mindset of being a little bit more proactive when the world's flashing a big signal like this guy is done. You need to move on. Jimmy moves on. Belichick moves on. Bill Walsh moves on. That's the kind of mode that you want to be in.
Yeah, and you got the young guy now. Like you have the replacement. It's not like you're completely and you have no choice, but it's like Tyron Smith or let's go, and like that's it. And like those are all the only options. Hey, we have a guy that according to everybody that's in the know felt like they have the single best offensive lineman when it comes to most potential, everything when it comes to the draft. They think their guy, when they look back in a few years, is the best one. So then he should be ready to rock and roll from day one. And you're already planning on like how much. I wonder what's the growth stunting involved, Broadus, in going from having to play guard for a while and then now we're going back to tackle whenever Tyron Smith does ride off into the sunset. Like how much does that set you back as an O-lineman?
Well, he did play. He played left tackle at Tulsa.
Right,
So
he is a tackle.
He is a tackle.
Now you're going to go play him at guard and then try to swing him back to tackle in a year or two?
you know what? To me,
transition.
So we saw Collins do it right, and I mean, he did all right.
Yeah, the thing that I think that you would have to worry about is like we've seen. Okay, remember with Micah Parsons, they threw a lot on his plate, and it didn't short circuit him.
No,
he was fine.
Ate it up.
See, that's where with Tyler Smith being the backup left guard right now in these practices, I would take opportunities to go ahead and play him some at left tackle as well. Like every other series. All right, you're getting a couple reps here at left guard. Now you're going to get a couple reps at left tackle. I would be really proactive right now. And they could say what they want about Matt Let's Go and all those guys like that. But, the future would be for him to probably play left tackle.